dogfighting.
Negative. I'm not letting this slide.
You could have done that sooner. I want to understand the enemy.
In GTA Online, the path of least resistance is often the most appealing. This chaotic mess of a city offers players a multitude of unbalanced options when it comes to combat. The A-10 is a prime example of this. When talking strictly air-to-air, this jet literally can do it all. Tight turn radius, armor, countermeasures, like every weapon possible. And as much as I hate on the Raiju, it's slowly finding its place among the sandbox. Don't get me wrong, it's overly lethal in the right hands, but that's the thing. It's rarely in the right hands. It's really no wonder players are drawn to these jets rather than the Molotov or the Seabreeze. They just don't require hours upon hours to master. But that's the thing. When you take time to truly master an aircraft, you start to be able to use it in ways you wouldn't think possible. And I'm here to tell you about a jet that is the pinnacle of this mastery. One that's true potential can only be unlocked by the best pilots out there. Gentlemen, let's take a deep dive into the long history and air superiority potential of the F-16, the Lazer. To say the history of the Lazer is dynamic is an understatement. This jet has seen it all. Being over a decade old, it's had more highs and lows than you could count. The Lazer started out, simply put, as the harbinger of death itself. With an explosive cannon that's power rivaled only the sun, it was the player's vehicle of choice when it came to bringing destruction to Los Santos. During this time, it was only obtainable through stealing one from Fort Zancudo. Years later, it would become purchasable on Warstock for $6.5 million. Pretty expensive, but for those who purchased this beast, they got their use out of it. Laser dogfighting slowly became a thing. Very primitive, these duels would more often than not end before they could begin. As on the merge, combining the Lazer's beam cannon with Rockstar's poo cheese servers, both pilots would be turned to ash. This would be the very first early stages of pro laser dogfighting. as some players just simply fell in love with GTA Online's dogfighting. Later on, the Hydra would be added and give the Lazer a fierce opponent. The two had differing strengths and weaknesses, leading to a somewhat balanced rivalry. And then came Smuggler's Run. Aircraft galore, hangars, jet customization. This update was a Lazer pilot's dream. It came with 0 updates to the Lazer. The other planes were really sick though. MiGs, vampires, and comets roamed the skies, but the Lazer still reigned supreme. Though this would fade with time as players got the hang of the new Smuggler's Run aircraft. The Lazer was slowly losing its spot on top. And then came the fateful day of the Great Cannon nerf. The Lazer lost the only viable weapon in its arsenal. Losing the cannon set the Lazer back to the tail end of viable aircraft. It was no longer a menace to players on the ground, but at what cost? As if the cannon nerf wasn't enough, Rockstar decided to add a mock-capable, invisible F-35B to the game. When it comes to purchasing aircraft in the modern day, there's a multitude of better options that won't burn a hole in your pocket like the Lazer would. The jet lost its wings and fell into obscurity. Stolen Zancudo Lazer is considered like the grunt of GTA Online these days, an easy kill. But if you aren't careful when hunting these Lazers, you might come across a lethal foe, unlike any other. Someone who never gave up on the Lazer. Someone who grew with it, instead of leaving it in the past. These Lazer pilots have ascended to the top of the food chain in GTA Online. Though they are rare, they're considered the fiercest predators in the sky. They know everything there is to know about their jet. Over the years, they've become one with their aircraft. These guys have been doing it since day one, and it shows. From flying backwards to jaw-dropping post-stall maneuvers, you'd think these dudes are playing Ace Combat. A competitive Lazer dogfight isn't just a duel, it's a dance. It's graceful, it's elegant. From the merge to the kill shot, these pods take every action purposefully, culminating to the peak of GTA Online aerial combat. I got a chance to fight a pretty good Lazer pilot a little while ago. And simply put, it was humbling. The control these guys have over their aircraft is just unbelievable. From free aim missiles to switching directions at a moment's notice. Like, I don't know how this guy was doing it, but he was professional. And also really kind. These Lazer pilots, they love dogfighting. And in a day and age where such a duel is so rare, they're more than happy to run a 1v1 or 2. As I said before, they're some of the most skilled and dangerous out there, so think twice before going after a Lazer in free roam. The chances of you running into one of these aces is low, but never zero. So with all that jibber jabber out of the way, let's talk about the jet itself. Lazer is very unique, to put it lightly, a cross between a Viper and a Hornet. Sleek and elegant, yet mean and lethal. You can buy it off war stock for an absurd amount of money if you want. I did because I'm very smart. It's a Pegasus vehicle, so you can practically have as many as you want. You can switch between a personal vehicle and a Pegasus vehicle to stay in the fight longer. So it's a little bit of an upside. It doesn't totally justify the price tag, but hey, it's something. When talking speed, the jet is on the slower side when it comes to top speed, but its acceleration is to die for. Can practically take off instantly and hold a really tight turn circle, which is really what matters when it comes to a dogfight. Over the years, players have found numerous ways to control the Lazer's speed to output the optimal circle. Holding down the brake while tapping the throttle has been my go-to for low speed maneuvers. The Lazer is an awfully frail jet, so be gentle with her. I've lost my landing gear more times than I can count. Weapons-wise, the Lazer has a nice centered explosive cannon, and as I stated before, this thing is deadly in the right hands. And the homing missiles are alright, they're great for putting your enemy into dodge loops. I'd highly recommend utilizing these missiles when going up against Raiju. When intercepting or before the combat merge, spam 2 homing missiles. The inexperienced pilot will likely panic and go into a large dodge circle to avoid the missiles. This is where you cut him off and end him with that explosive cannon. The Lazer, it's not everyone's first choice for an aircraft, but if you give it a chance, give it love, and give it time, you'll unlock its true potential. So I myself am still learning how to master the Lazer, and I definitely have a ways to go. But in my experience, I'd like to share a couple pointers on how to get the hang of the jet quickly. I enjoy going to the airport, getting the cops on me. Then I can practice with both air targets with the police choppers and ground targets with the cop cars. And of course, the best way to learn is just to get in real engagements. Free roam fights are dirty and unbalanced and unpredictable. If you go in with the right mindset, you may end up losing the duel, but you will have learned and improved. When mastering an aircraft such as the Lazer, that mindset means everything. It's what's going to separate you from everyone else. So with the Lazer being as old as it is, people have figured out basically everything there is to know about this jet. This includes some really interesting tricks you wouldn't think the jet would be able to do. Lazer VTOL mode. Just kidding. It's more of a hover, but it helps with short landings and putting the jet in places it really shouldn't go. If you extend the landing gear, hold the throttle and brake at the same time, point the jet upward a bit, and intermittently let off and on the throttle, the jet will go into this near anti-gravity state where it can just hover at insanely slow speeds. This is more of just a fun trick to show off to your friends. The Lazer can do a decent cobra if the right requirements are met. If you're in a descent and are going really fast, you can pull up really quick while holding either rudder. The Lazer will do a really sick cobra maneuver. It's not really a true cobra, it doesn't really seem like it would be useful during combat, but it's sick nonetheless. These are just a few maneuvers and tricks I picked up along my time learning to use the Lazer. And I'd highly recommend trying to learn some tricks with this jet. It's an absolute hoot.
Okay, Garmin. Video speichern.
If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you. I hope you learned something new about this wonderful aircraft. It's got such a rich history and a wonderful fan base. Whether you're just getting into dogfighting or want something fun to cruise around in, the Lazer's perfect. Heck, you could go pick one up at Zancudo right now for free. On the other hand, if you want to purchase one, that is totally up to you. I myself don't regret it. It's a heavy price tag, but I'm getting my fair share of hours with it. In my opinion, it's a wonderful aircraft. As for announcements, we are going to be hitting 10,000 subscribers very soon, which is insane. Never thought I'd be saying that. But yeah, with that being said, stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of cool things happening in that time. Expect a lot more videos as well. That's all I got, so until next time, I'll see you guys.